My name's Ashley Schafer, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about what I do in my dry work to get a horse to be nice and soft and supple. I'm not a real round person. I don't like my horses to be so round that their shoulder is like floating to the outside. I want it to feel a little bit like they're on a train track. Okay, like wherever her front feet were, I want her hind feet to end up. I want it to be like a nice fluent four-wheel drive. But all that being said, I also don't want her sticking her rib cage at me to the inside. I want it to be soft and supple, okay? So to do that, I have to use my hands and legs together a lot. I have a little exercise that I'll do, and I do this from the very beginning when I first get my 2-year-olds in, as well as with my older horses, you know. So I'm gonna walk in a little circle. I'm just asking her to give me her nose a little bit to the inside. That's all I need right there. I don't want any more than that. And I want her to break at the pole and give me her nose just a little bit like that. And I'm using my legs a lot right now. So I'm using my inside leg right here to keep that rib cage soft. I'm using my outside leg as well though, okay? And it's a little bit more like back by my back cinch, and that's to keep that hip to the inside as well. I think one thing I see people do sometimes is they think that they're getting their horse's nose here and they're using this leg and they're getting them all around. Well, she's just stepping her hip around when I do that, okay? I don't want that. I want a little bit of nose, I want the rib cage soft, and I want the hip to the inside. It's kind of like almost like a little rainbow shape, okay? And then after I get her walking around soft in that little circle, then I'll counter arc her. So to do that, my hands kind of stay in the same position, and I'll pick up right here and lay this rein on her neck because I want her moving off of that rein, okay? And I still have this leg on her back here because I still want the hip pushed that direction, and I have my left leg up by her front cinch. So my leg position didn't necessarily change, just how I was asking changed. So I picked this hand up and I used this leg, and I'm pushing her around right here. And that, again, it does a couple of things. It does several things, but one, it keeps this hip drove in here and it makes this crossover more extreme, okay? So when you watch the small circle to the inside, you can see that she's just kind of walking around here. She's not necessarily reaching over herself a lot with this right shoulder or right front leg. But when I counter arc, look how much she has to reach across with her left front leg, okay? So it helps extend their reach a little bit. It teaches them to move off of this rein, teaches them to move off of this leg. They're just moving away from that pressure, okay? And then I'll come back to the inside. So this rein comes off of her, and this rein lays back on her, and that's how she knows that we need to come back to the inside, okay? And then after I get her walking in a nice fluent four-wheel drive circle right here, then I'm gonna go ahead and sit back and ask her to step across herself, like a time or two, and then step out of it, okay? So I'll show that to you guys again. I'll do it the other direction, and I won't talk you through it this time. I'll just do it like I do it so you can see it, okay? And when I'm first teaching this to like a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, I don't ask them to do full circles in the counter arc. I'll just let me finish the drill here and then I'll show you. So when I'm first asking one to counter arc, I just want a step or two, okay? So I have their nose right here, and then I'll pick this rein, lay this rein on them, use that leg and push them over, and that might be all I ask them for. Because this is not an easy maneuver, and unless they've already learned it, it's tricky. So again, I'm just gonna ask for like a step or two, and they're not gonna do it nearly as well as she just did. This is a 4-year-old that I've had since she was 2, you know, so she knows it. But then same thing, after they've learned it and they know this whole deal, I'll do it at a trot too, you know, so I'll go ahead and show it to you guys at a trot on her. So again, I'm just asking her to break at the pole a little bit there. And as soon as she gets soft there, I release her, okay? And I don't ask her back until she takes it away from me. Now she took it back, so I'll use my hands and bring her back down. Okay, now she's kind of taking it away, I'll bring it back. Okay, but it's not a steady hold. I'm not holding her in that position. As soon as she gives it, I let her have it back. And then I ask for it again. Okay. So that's what I do to just get one soft and kind of responsive off of my legs. And like I said, for me personally, that's as round as I want one to get. So that's one good exercise to help work on softening the rib cage and keeping them nice and soft in the face.